Okay guys, so today we're gonna have a look at the Krytac midcap magazine with Mr. Goat. First of all, the packaging, it's quite nicely packaged. Comes in a little plastic package with the mag separate. I know you can also get these in boxes of 5, so whatever you want for the amount that you need. Here's a nice decent package that it comes in. Okay, now some quick specs on this magazine. It holds 150 rounds and it has a 30 round indicator, so whenever you have only 30 rounds left you will see the orange follower in this little window in the magazine. Also the size of the magazine compared to, for instance, an EPM is a bit different. It's a tad longer. For some people this might be nice, for some people that are more into the Speedsoft stuff or want just a bit shorter mag, you might consider to get a shorter mag.
Well guys, I got my hands on the Krytac midcap for the first time today. I must say at first thought it was a bit flimsy. The texture on it is quite nice, but I also like texture on the back, which it lacks. Apart from that, my first impressions were positive. What was your opinion, Krytac?
I do really like the feel, but that's maybe just me. It's nice in the hand, it does have a bit of grip, not too much though. I wish they would have made this a bit more, how do I say this, a bit more steep, so you can feel more of the ridges, so you have a bit more grip on it. Apart from that, I quite like it, especially when I compare it to some other brands. This is definitely, for me, one of the nicer ones that I would consider getting.
So performance-wise, I've been using the Krytac midcap magazine today in my Krytac body. The feeding was great, so the spring is decent enough to keep up with some high rate of fire on single shot. We got some footage of that.
Just spray the living shit out of it.
So as you can see, I've been shooting quite a bit of it. We also dropped the magazine from waist height, which had survived great, picked it back up, still worked like a charm. So yeah, with a Krytac body, it's actually a great feeding magazine, and also the feel of it is really nice. Little to no wobble, so that was great. Krytac's been testing it in his Wolverine MTW.
Yeah, I've been testing this in my Wolverine MTW, and I have to say, I did need to modify it a little bit. I will get back to that later. But once I did a bit of modifying, it fed great. It was working pretty nice, also on full auto. And one other thing to notice is that this fits perfectly snug in the Odin speed loaders. So no wobbling around, it's a very nice combination.
So more about the body parts. Like I said before, at first thought it felt a bit flimsy. However, when you open it up, the inner part is actually built really well. Krytac's gonna show you a bit of that right now.
So the magazine is quite easy to open up. It's just pressing the little orange tab on the bottom of the magazine and the base plate will just slide right off. And after that you can just slide out the inner shell from the outer. The outer shell is, as Mr. Goat mentioned before, a little bit flimsy, but it's okay for my likings. The inner shell, however, it's quite light, but it's still quite sturdy, so that's definitely a bonus for me. It also has very few screws to undo in case you need to do some maintenance. And one other great point about this, you can take it apart in the field real easy. So whenever you have a little bit of a jam or you need to do some quick last minute maintenance, just take off the base plate, take out the inner mag. You can see right away if there is an issue with a mag, so that's definitely a bonus. We talked about the little fix for the magazine not feeding in some replicas. Basically what happens is your inner shell will wobble compared to the outer. So this is basically the motion it's gonna do when you try to insert it into some replicas. For instance, my MTW. So a quick fix for that is to simply put a bit of heat shrink or paper, whatever you have to fill the space up so it's nice and snug with the base plate on. So when you have the base plate on, this will no longer be moving. So we've been looking for a while now at the Krytac midcap magazine. The retail price for this is around 20 euros at the time of making this video. So Mr. Goat, do you think this magazine is worth the price as it is?
So yeah, the price point of 20 euros, I would definitely recommend it to use in the Krytac body. It has been feeding great. It kept up with the single fire I used it on with 0.25 BBs. Yeah, it's been a great experience to use it so far. What do you think, Mr. Krytac?
Well, for me personally, the 20 euro price point is quite nice. Especially compared to other magazines around that price point. I know you have the PTS EPM that's just a bit more steep in the price, around 25 euros. This is definitely something you can keep in mind. It does not feed as fast as, for instance, the EPM, but it does have the magazine indicator. For me personally, this is definitely a big plus. However, I do think it is annoying for the price point of 20 euros that you have to fix the magazine in order to work in pretty much all replicas. That was it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I want to thank Mr. Goat again for helping me with this video. See you all next time.